What is up, gang? Thank you so much for checking out Sledgehammer TV tonight. It is Wednesday, February the 7th, 2018, and this is your official SmackDown Live review. And we are going to do that right here and right now on the newest, fastest wrestling podcast in all of YouTube, baby. All of YouTube, baby. The one and only Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Let's do it.
Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
Alright, wrestling fans, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Nick Nightmare. Along with me is my trusty companion, my loyal tag team partner, and the World Heavyweight Champion of microphones, Blue the Snowball. Thank you for joining us here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show for this SmackDown Live review for yesterday's SmackDown Live. First and foremost, my apologies, you guys, for being so late to the party. I am never tardy to the party. I usually try to get this thing up and out there as quick as possible so you guys don't think I'm copying other people and watching other people's shit and then regurgitating what you've heard in other places. Because that's not what we do here. We bring the hammer down on the world of pro wrestling. But you know what the hammer fell down on yesterday? The hammer fell down on me. Full disclosure here. SmackDown Live bored me so much that I legit fell asleep. I was sitting nice and cozy with my daughter on the couch as we were enjoying the opening of SmackDown Live. I made it as far as the Usos' phenomenal promo last night. We got through that. But during the women's match, I dozed off, never to seemingly return from whence I came. So I had to start my day today, wake up, go to work, put in my hours there, come back home, do my father thing here, you know what I mean? I had to re-watch what I missed, go over some of the little tidbits that I needed to refresh my brain upon, which led me to being here so late tonight with you guys. Again, I am so sorry for being so late, but better late than never, because here we are to talk about this really nonsense show. And I don't say nonsense in the way we usually mean it, as in, like, you know, they just put on nonsense. But they're trying. They're trying, but what they're doing is not making sense. One of the biggest things that did not make sense tonight on SmackDown Live was that ridiculously stupid and absolutely meaningless top 10 list. You want to talk about a top 10 list of superstars that are being rated by their peers. It's other wrestlers that are choosing the rankings here, effectively making the SmackDown Live locker room 12th grade high school. It's the cool kids versus the nerds, right? Who's going to be on this list? Obviously, going into it, I already knew this list meant nothing, so I didn't give a shit about how it was going to turn out. And I actually gave them more credit going into it than I should have, even though I really didn't have much expectations of this being legit at all. But how do you have this list contain the champions? Now, okay, the mid-card champion, the United States champion, Bobby Roode, being placed on this list, I understand. Mid-card champion, like if you were the Intercontinental champion, you were doing this on Raw, I don't see why they can't find their place on a top 10, right? But what is the point of this top 10? Oh, to allow Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon to make decisions in matchmaking. Doesn't that kind of mean that it's a #1 contender system? So why are the champions on this list? The champions being on this list makes this list mean less than it already did. There is absolutely no value and no meaning to this list whatsoever. And then when we go over the participants, and I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to start this one off with that fucking list because it just pissed me off. It pissed me off. Even though, like I said, we already knew this was nothing, right? But then you see this list, and it just makes you want to cringe. And let me just pull it up here. I had it up here a minute ago, and now it is gone. But we're going to pull it up anyway. He announces this list. He says he wants the superstars to use their judgment and base this list on locker room leadership, athletic skill, and talent. Okay? Locker room leadership. Why would that matter? Really, why would that matter to the other superstars? You can't vote for yourself, and you can't vote for the two general managers. Obviously, they're not part of the roster, so why would they be on the list of top 10 superstars for SmackDown? It made no sense. But if locker room leadership was truly taken into consideration while these superstars were making their votes, then Randy Orton, who shouldn't be on this list whatsoever, would definitely have to be number one, wouldn't he? He's the longest tenured. He's got the most respect. He's kind of taken the spot of The Undertaker backstage. When people have a problem, they kind of go to Randy. John Cena's not very approachable. Randy Orton's not very approachable from what I understand, but he seems to have a grasp on what's going on backstage. You know, people are a little intimidated when Randy Orton's backstage. He's the locker room leader of SmackDown Live. For sure. So then, if that's part of the reasons to rank these people, he should be number one, should he not? In my opinion, he shouldn't be on this list at all. What has Randy Orton done except for show up and bury somebody here and there, like he did tonight during the United States Championship match between Rusev and the champ Bobby Roode? Bobby Roode comes out with a victory over Rusev, which is understandable. They got to get some legs going underneath Bobby Roode's title reign before they give it to Rusev. I don't mind him losing in this scenario, but can you imagine how much better that match would be if Rusev was the babyface and Bobby Roode was the heel, as it should be right now? That match was pretty good, but it would have been so much better given those parameters instead. But regardless what happened in this match, Randy Orton came out and killed the both of them. So what does it matter? Why are we sacrificing these guys to build Randy Orton? Because he ended up at number 9, so we had to see him tonight on this list? Jumping ahead a little bit just due to the topics at hand, but this friggin' list starts off at number 10 with Ty Dillinger. Ha! Ha 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 ha! Joke's over. Right? Joke's over. He was number 10 in the Royal Rumble twice. Now he's number 10 here. For what? For what? For the shits and giggles of it all? For the joke? Just to make him even more of a joke than he actually is. He's a punchline at the number 10 here. Why have him at number 10? Why is he on this list? Why is he on this list and Rusev is not? The fact that Rusev is not on this top 10 list here makes this, that's one of another reason you can place to tell you why this list is ridiculous and means nothing. Rusev should at least be top 5. He's nowhere to be found. But Ty Dillinger is number 10 because he says 10 and does 10 fingers in the air. Enough is enough. It wasn't funny. What has Ty Dillinger done to deserve to be on this thing? Is Ty Dillinger a locker room leader? Are you telling me he's so respected backstage he can't even get TV time on SmackDown Live? He was number 10 on this list. Did we see him tonight on the show? No, but we saw Randy Orton, who comes in at number 9. 2 back-to-back choices that shouldn't even be on this list, kicked off this list. I was already tipped off. I was already, alright, screw this list. Already by the time we got to number 9. Number 8, Becky Lynch. I don't essentially have a problem with that. SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, coming in at number 7. Number 7. The Usos should be number 3. You want to follow suit with everything else you're doing. You got the champions at 1 and 2. Why not the tag team champions at number 3? There is nobody doing anything better than the Usos on SmackDown at all. They should be number 1. In all honesty. AJ's looked like a fool in this charade with Shane McMahon, Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. But everything the Usos do, everything they say, it's just been so top-notch. They are the best tag team in the WWE overall. They can give the Young Bucks or anybody on the independents a run for their money in the ring and on the mic. Best thing on SmackDown, they are number 7. I might not be that pissed off about it, if not for the fact that at number 6 is the New Day. How are you going to put the New Day above the best tag team you got going right now? This is a kayfabe list. Obviously, somebody came up with this list backstage and thought this was the best way to go about it. Absolutely horrendous. What is the New Day doing? They're selling pancake mix. They're flipping pancakes and eating friggin' bootios and doing all this stupid shit. They're taking fan questions. They're not even wrestling at this point. They're sitting in the back crying, poking fun at Corey Graves for having heat with Booker T. This is better than the Usos? Absolutely not. Number 5, Bobby Roode, United States Champion. I said, that's alright, that's fine, I'll take that. Even at number 5, I don't care. Number 4, Naomi. Why? Why? I don't have a problem with Naomi being at number 4. Obviously, they need to put another woman on this list. Naomi has been prominently featured throughout the year. Right? She's probably well liked backstage. But why? Why Naomi? I don't understand it. Why not have Naomi at number 8, Becky Lynch at number 4? Becky Lynch is the first ever SmackDown Live Women's Champion. Right? What are the parameters of this list? Like, it doesn't make sense. This is a popularity contest, so apparently everybody likes Naomi better than Becky Lynch. And Becky Lynch, seemingly, to me, is one of the most likable people on the planet. I don't understand it. I don't have a problem with it. I just don't see why. Has she been winning lately? She's just been part of this 3-man, 3-woman thing against the Page Squad. The Page Squad, you hear me? Oh my God. I want to say Pigeon, and I said Page. That's how pissed off this list has got me. Absolutely ridiculous. Number 3, Shinsuke Nakamura. He should be number 1 on this list, just based off of the fact that he won the Royal Rumble. Number 1. For at least this week, this month, I don't know, is it a weekly change? Is it? I'm not even sure how that's working. But Shinsuke Nakamura at number 3, fine. Charlotte Flair, your SmackDown Women's Champion, at number 2. WWE Champion AJ Styles at number 1. Why are the champions on this list? What good does this do? Does this mean that Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan are going to book Charlotte Flair versus Naomi since they're the first 2 women on this list? We are already getting AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. They're the first 2 men on this list. So then we got Bobby Roode. Who's the next singles competitor on this list for the men? Randy Orton. So are these the matches we're going to see? Are we going to see Bobby Roode versus Ty Dillinger? Is that the reason he's at number 10? I don't understand what I'm reading. The champions being on this list doesn't make it an effective list. The champions should be excluded from this list. So that you could say, okay, the number 1 superstar this week was Rusev Day. Let's pair him up with the WWE Champion in the future. Let's give him a shot at the United States Championship again, just based off of the fact that he's so popular backstage. I don't understand it. It's backstage, amongst the superstars. It's a popularity contest. It's 12th grade. It's high school, man. Doesn't make sense. Of course, if that's the case, you're going to portray this list to show your champions in the top 2 spots. So whoever's holding the belts are essentially going to be 1 and 2 every single week from here on out. Are the champions going to drop in ranking on this list? And what kind of effect is that going to have on the matchmaking for that week? It's just a mess. It's a mess. I hate that list. I hate that list. It's going to mean nothing. I don't expect them to go and even try to make it mean anything. Next week on SmackDown, are they going to pull up the list and go, okay, Shano, what are we going to do? I don't know, DB. Let's pull up the fucking list. And let's make matches based off of these selections. Because this is what the superstars think is best for business. Are you kidding me with this? Enough with the list. Let's get going with this show. Because this show, like I said, put me in snooze land. So it couldn't have been that great. And then when I went back and rewatched what I missed, I didn't really miss anything. I kind of regretted even going back and watching it again. I should have just pulled up the results like I got right here and just read it to you, because essentially I just wasted an hour of my night and wasted time coming here to talk about it with you guys. So this show kicked off with Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan in the ring, and I want to tell you guys right off the bat that I'm getting a little tired of this. The WWE is dangling the return of Daniel Bryan over us like a carrot over a hungry horse. And we're all sitting here chomping at the bit, waiting for that announcement to be made. But I'm here to bring the hammer down like I tell you guys all the time. If you think for 1 minute that even if the WWE clears Daniel Bryan to wrestle at WrestleMania, you are going to actually see Daniel Bryan wrestle at WrestleMania? Here's what I mean by that. Apparently, by the way the stories are lining up, and the way the planets and the stars are coming into alignment, we're going to get this long-rumored tag team matchup with Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. Not essentially what I would want to see for a return of Daniel Bryan. And here's why. The WWE, regardless of whether they give in, is only going to do it for this one match. You think they're going to allow him to come back on a regular basis? If anything, they'll maybe consider giving him a part-time Brock Lesnar-like schedule, but they're barely going to use him, if at all. He kills the Roman Initiative immediately. They're going to do everything possible to keep him off TV as long as they can. They're going to bring him in for WrestleMania. You know why? Because it's what's best for business. It's going to pop the rating. It's going to give you a good buy rate. It's going to get people to subscribe to the network to see the return of Daniel Bryan to the ring. You're going to get the place is going to sell out if it's not already. It's going to do everything the WWE wants it to do. It's going to be a marketing ploy. And then we're going to get this tag team match. And we are going to see most of it be Shane McMahon getting his ass kicked by the team of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Only for him to hit that hot tag and have Daniel Bryan come in, probably do 3 moves, take no offense, win the match, WrestleMania moment, yes, yes, yes. And then he goes back to being the general manager. And that's going to be the end of it. That's going to be the end of it. They're going to appease him. They may even entice him to re-sign, keep him from going somewhere else with promises. Oh, yeah, no, you wrestled. We'll get you in the ring again. I'm tired of this flip-floppy, back and forth. Is he? Isn't he? What is this, Friends? Are they going to do it? Ross and Rachel going to get together? Is Daniel Bryan going to get in the ring? Who cares at this point? It's not going to be what we want. And it's not going to lead to anything more for the career of Daniel Bryan. It's just going to be one of these generated WWE WrestleMania moments. Don't get me wrong. I will be watching and I will be excited in that moment to see him in the ring again. But I have zero faith in the WWE to pull this off. And I have absolutely no reason to believe that they are going to bring him back on a more regular basis. They are not worried at all about Daniel Bryan the person. They are worried about their look as a company. They're worried about the corporate image and the egg they will get on their face if, God forbid, something happened to Daniel Bryan. Maybe even something of irreparable damage, which nobody wants. They don't want to be on the bill for that. In this age with social media and how everybody will be on that company like white on rice, they do not want anything to do with it. They're going to make this the quickest, safest way in and out for Daniel. Get the WrestleMania buy rate up. Get all the money they can out of it. And then go right back to business as usual. I hope to God I'm wrong. I'm not trying to be a downer, I'm just telling you what I see. This is not what I want to see, but essentially, looks like it's where we're going. Charlotte Flair defeats Liv Morgan. This is the match that put me to sleep. This is the match that ended my night and caused the delay for this show. So you have this match to blame. Be mad at Liv Morgan. Because I might not have fell asleep if maybe it was Ruby Riott. Charlotte Flair wants revenge. She calls out the littlest one, the littlest, weakest one that barely can even wrestle at all, Liv Morgan. Why wouldn't you go right for the leader? Why wouldn't you go for the pigeon herself? Huh? Ruby Riott's sitting there, leading the charge when they beat your ass last week, and you want to go after the little one? You didn't even pick Girl Braun. What's her name? Sarah Logan. Tell me she don't look like a Lady Braun Strowman. Just a tiny, shorter version with no facial hair. You didn't even pick the tough one. You didn't pick the leader, you didn't pick the tough one, you picked the little one. How does that make you look? And then you don't even come out mad. Right? You got your ass kicked by the three of these girls. You didn't come out, bring them back up like they do on Monday Night Raw. I was grateful for that. But, I mean, you could have at least had a little emotion. I don't care that you were all dressed up, ready to go for your competition. That's what you do, right? You're all dressed up, you're ready for your match. You didn't attack them backstage or anything like that, which is what they should have done. Instead of having this ridiculous match, she had Charlotte Flair jump this girl backstage. Maybe bring her friend Becky Lynch. Maybe number 4 on the most popular list, Naomi. Bring them with you and beat these girls down. Give them a taste of their own medicine. How about that? No. We get a match that I couldn't even get through. Charlotte Flair wins. Surprise! We had the Bludgeon Brothers come out and defeat 2 schmucks again. 2 nameless souls, 2 faceless nothings. So nothing that on this official WWE results sheet that I'm looking at, they are just called local competitors. They couldn't even come up with 2 names for these guys. And if they did give you the names, they're not worthy of printing. The Bludgeon Brothers versus Dick and Butkus. Whatever you want to call them, fill in the blanks. Who cares? They squashed them in a matter of minutes. What did you think was going to happen? These guys went from fighting mediocre tag teams like the Ascension, who we'll get to in a minute, to fighting local guys, Dick and Butkus. Why? Let's move this along. Obviously, they're headed towards the tag team championships. They keep passing the Usos like 2 ships in the night, although they won't acknowledge their presence, but we know it, we feel it, we see it. Let's move it along. Speaking of the Usos, like we said earlier, they pulled off what just might be their greatest work yet. Their work, like we've said, has been fantastic. But this promo on this night was some next level shit. I don't know where they're even getting this from. It's just elevating week after week. Their game is just getting bigger and badder, to the point where I don't want to even see them lose to the Bludgeon Brothers when this goes down. I want the Usos to be the champions forever, until some other tag team can come up and at least be on the same level. I truly don't even believe the New Day and their mic skills are on the level of what the Usos are doing right now. An absolutely terrific promo that sent chills down my spine. They just do that to you. That's the mark of a great tag team. Their chemistry is there. They're flowing off each other. They're twins, which probably helps, but it's like they're finishing each other's sentences very naturally. I really don't think any of this is scripted. I think they're letting the Usos just say what they want. It comes off very naturally. There's no way WWE Creative wrote those words that came out of those guys' mouths last night. No way. Absolutely fantastic. I hope their reign lasts forever. Seriously. Excuse me. The United States Championship match we talked about briefly before. Bobby Roode defeats Rusev. Rusev Day is the most over thing in this company right now. It may be the first thing in a long time that could possibly even rival Daniel Bryan and the Yes Movement. but yet he's continually put in positions to fail. And it seemingly looks as if the WWE does not want him to get this over, but yet they'll print the merchandise to make the money. But we're not going to push the gimmick very far. It's essentially a cash grab for them. We're going to let him do this, right? We're going to make as much money off of it, and then we're just going to bury it. Because they're not even letting him bubble near the surface of what it could be. The pairing with Aiden English, fine. You know, it's going to be there. It helped create it. It is what it is. It gets a little grating on you, but I could forgive it because it's Rusev Day, and without him, we don't have this, right? So it's okay. You get past that. But it needs to start becoming something more. It can't just keep losing over and over again and just making it a repeated joke week after week after week. Sure, it's based in humor. It's supposed to make us laugh. But at the end of the day, this is Rusev. I truly believe that Rusev is the victim here of an old school mind of Vince McMahon. And what I mean by that is, this is a guy that in the 80s made his money being a patriot, right? He pushed the American guy, the Hulk Hogan's, over the Nikolai Volkovs and the Iron Sheiks. How many foreign superstars like that did you really see truly gaining great accolades in the WWE? Did Nikolai Volkov ever make it to the top? No. The only one you could really think of off the top of your head is Yokozuna, and actually he's not even a foreigner. He's Hawaiian. He's Samoan, rather. That's not Japanese. Vince McMahon has a prejudice, and it's clear as day. It's the reason why Cesaro doesn't get pushed. It's the reason why Becky Lynch doesn't get pushed. It's probably part of the reason why Rusev doesn't get pushed. This is a guy that was born and bred, and his blood bleeds like a Rocky movie, you know? Ivan Drago's gotta go down. How many times has he done that? He took an American guy in Sergeant Slaughter and turned him against the country, aligned him with a foreign nation, just to have that USA battle at WrestleMania, which ended up being the worst WrestleMania buy rate, I think, in history. That's Vince McMahon's MO. And I think Rusev is suffering from that. Because he's 70 years old, and in the way back recesses of his mind, he says, we can't have a Russian world champion. That'll change eventually when Vince finally leaves the company, however it is he leaves. Whether he has to leave this world or whether he finally decides he's had enough. Hopefully it's the latter of the two. And he can go off and enjoy retirement with his grandkids and then let everybody else run the show the right way. Triple H specifically. Because Triple H would not do that to Rusev. This guy got over, and he's seemingly paying for it. Just like we've seen in the past with guys like Sandow, guys like Wade Barrett. We talked about that before. If the WWE don't want you to be popular, and you're not in their plans, they will shut you down. And I think that's what's happening with Rusev. Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable versus the Ascension. The WWE might as well just go and relabel that team the Descension. Do you know what the definition of Ascension means? It means to rise. Where have they risen to? They have done nothing but steadily drop week after week after week. They got a momentary little boost in popularity due to their interactions with the fashion police in backstage skits being absolute jerks. Being punchlines. The Ascension. The Nothings. This was a team that had great potential and has been relegated to cannon fodder. They're nothing. They're nothing. They're a team of Brooklyn Brawlers. Hey, there you go. There's a great analogy for you. What was the Brooklyn Brawler? Remember him? He was just a guy in an outfit, right? He had the ripped up shirt and the cigar and the hat. I don't know why he looked like a bum, but he was a bum. He was essentially a street rat. Same shirt, same outfit every time. The ripped jeans, looked like a dirty slob. That was his gimmick. That was his character. The Ascension, they have this whole outfit, right? The red and the black, the makeup. But what is the Brooklyn Brawler's job? To go out there and lose. What is the Ascension's job nowadays? To go out there and lose. They were placed in a match against the Bludgeon Brothers. And that match should essentially have been great. That could have been a collision of two titanic forces. Two tremendous teams that are known for their brutality. The Wyatt family history of the Bludgeon Brothers is seemingly forgotten. Alright, because apparently they're undefeated now. Where we've seen them lose 1,000,000 times as a team already. But just because they changed their names now, they're undefeated. Whatever. We'll give you a pass on that. Who cares? But the Ascension are still the longest reigning NXT Tag Team Champions of all time. They didn't get that by mistake. They got that by going out there and destroying people and mashing people in the mouth. So when they got in the ring together, I said, finally, the Bludgeon Brothers are going to be tested, and we're finally going to see the Ascension be portrayed in a great light. These are great opponents for them. And what do we get? We got a squash of the Ascension. WWE sees absolutely no value in them. So what value is there in Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin defeating them tonight? What does it matter? Essentially, they could have taken on Dick and Butkus, and it would have been the same thing. Right? Didn't matter. Chad and Shelton, they had their shots at the Tag Team Championships. They were kind of screwed out of them. But it doesn't seem like they're going to be added to the mix unless they keep winning as we keep going down this very rocky road to WrestleMania as it's turned out to be. It's just nothing really making sense. And the biggest thing that I actually don't like is the fact that they had this match with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens as the main event, right? And it was a great match. It was going down fantastic. But of course, AJ Styles would end up getting involved. The match would get thrown out. It would be a no contest. And Daniel Bryan comes out and makes it a triple threat match. Which I actually didn't think was going to happen. I was hopeful that we were actually going to get AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn. I thought that would be great. And I thought that would have been the catalyst to kickstart this breakup between Zayn and Owens that'll probably happen sometime after WrestleMania, if not at WrestleMania. But instead, they're pulling this out, and this is what we've been seeing. They're going to do the same thing that we have repeatedly seen over and over again. We've seen them in handicap matches. We've seen them in one-on-one matches with the other guy on the outside. And now essentially it's just going to be a triple threat match where we all already know what's going to happen. I'm waiting for them to announce the involvement of either Shane McMahon or Daniel Bryan in this match. One way or another, one of them is going to be involved either in the decision as they come from the outside, or they're going to just straight out be the special referee, or they're going to do that thing they did last time where they're both referees, and then this on-again, off-again tension between Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan will take center stage once again if that does happen, so I hope against it. But this is going to be a good match at Fastlane. I mean, you got AJ Styles, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens in a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship. How can you really complain about that? We've had this trio in the ring constantly over the last couple of weeks, and we're going to see it more and more as we get closer to Fastlane. We're a few weeks away. We are way far away from WrestleMania. So I'm a little concerned about how they're going to draw this out. It's already starting to kind of be boring to me because I need this to progress in another way. It's being overshadowed by the whole Daniel Bryan scenario, and I feel like the WWE Championship is coming second. Because really, it's about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn getting the one-up on Shane McMahon. Isn't that what it really is? Because how could they truly have wanted to be co-champions? We all knew that wasn't going to happen. But if that was your intention, you're not going to share that championship. You're only trying to throw egg in the face of Shane McMahon because he's been such a thorn in your side. And now you got your best buddy at your side, and you're going to do everything you can to poke the bear. And that's what they're doing, and that's what this whole feud has been about. That's what the whole WWE Championship storyline has been about. And I just need all that to come to an end. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to come to an end until we hit New Orleans and WrestleMania 34. But that was your SmackDown tonight, you guys. That was it. The top 10 superstars list definitely derailed everything for me. The rest of the show was just iffy. You know, the match at the end of the night, like I said, was very good. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, they're not going to have a bad match. But the end result took away from the whole thing. I really didn't expect anybody to come out with a clean win. But to end up tonight with the announcement of the triple threat match with so much time to go until we get to this pay-per-view, it's like they're rushing to do everything, and they're not leaving any suspense in the air, and I don't know how much more I can take of seeing the same thing over and over and over again, because essentially we've seen the same show that we seen last week. We also seen them talking about next week and bringing back Dolph Ziggler. Why? Dolph Ziggler's being booked in matches. I thought he left. How are you booking him in matches when he quit? He left the United States Championship in the middle of the ring and walked out on the company. He then came back in the Royal Rumble at the number 30 spot, the coveted number 30 spot, and then was eliminated in like microseconds. And now, last week, they don't talk about him at all. And then this week, they're going to say, hey, listen, next week, we got Dolph Ziggy coming back. Do you care? What reason do I have to care that he's coming back? In a match against somebody who he was fighting when he left. And where's he going to go with it? I certainly don't care. Absolutely not. We are going to check out the Mixed Match Challenge. We will let you guys know what we think of that. And we know we're behind schedule, but we are going to catch up. And we have got a lot coming to you guys this weekend. So make sure you keep your eyes glued to this channel. The best way to keep in touch and to stay informed is to subscribe right now. If you are still here at this minute and you're watching this show, you enjoyed the shit out of me and you enjoyed the shit out of yourself. So you might as well just hit that subscribe button and join the family. We are 480 subscribers strong. We are hitting very close to that 500 mark, but we are trying very, very hard to get to that 1,000 mark before the 20th of February so we don't get cut by YouTube, and you guys can play a major part in that. All you got to do, hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you don't miss a beat, and you will be notified every single time an episode just like this one goes up live. It'll go off in your pocket, on your laptop, on your TV, wherever it is you get your Sledgehammer TV. It will let you know that it's there and ready for your eyes. Also, make sure you punch that thumbs up right in the mouth. Hit it nice and hard, knock a few teeth out. It's okay, it can take it. That's why it's there, to get punched. So punch it in the mouth. Let me know that you enjoyed this show and that you like everything we're doing here on the channel, and we will continue to bring you more of the best professional wrestling coverage that you will find on YouTube, full of my opinions. Whether you agree with them or not is your prerogative, and it's okay. I welcome the debate. I welcome the discussion. You guys leave those comments down below. Let me know what you think about everything I had to say, what you think is coming on the road to WrestleMania. I love to hear what you guys have to say, and then you could share this video with all your wrestling buddies, anybody that you know that will enjoy some pro wrestling talk and would like to become part of a great pro wrestling family, as we are, like I said, growing by the numbers every single day. All you got to do is show them the way. Share this video, hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Then you can check out Clutch Chairs down in the description below. All you got to do is click the link, check out the WWE Superstar chairs they have available. And if you feel like dropping a couple of hundo and buying one that'll fix your back while you're sitting here watching me or playing your favorite video game, click that link. It'll take you to the best one, and you can buy the one you want. No pressure. I don't care. You don't got to buy it. But, you know, just go take a peruse. It'll take like a minute of your time. It won't take much time at all. Thank you guys so much. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is the World Heavyweight Champion of Microphones, Blue the Snowball Microphone. This has been the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show right here on Sledgehammer TV, only on YouTube.com. That is going to do it, and we are out of here, and we will see you next time right here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Have a good night.